Hello frequencies. Welcome back to Aspirants Frequency channel. In this series of uh, polity important judgments for GS2 portion, we will see in a series of videos what are the important judgments from the making of constitution to the recent ones for enhancing our main answers by using the case laws and the judgments of the Supreme Court in the main answers. Let's directly get into the first one. This is the first one, that is the Romesh Thappar versus the state of Madras in the 1952. I have segregated this into the three components, that is the background, articles and the arguments and judgment in this case. The background was that Romesh Thappar was a journalist and a press owner who owned a company known as Crossroads, where he mentioned against the party in power during that time. Because of that, the government banned this organization or this press. So for this remedy, Romesh Thapar went to Supreme Court under the article of 19 clause 1 clause A, that is, it curtailed his freedom of speech and expression. This is the background of this case. The articles involved here are the article 19 clause 1 clause A, that under the freedom of right and speech and expression, then article 32 and article 226, that is agree going to the Supreme Court or the respective high courts for getting remedy for their curtailing of their fundamental rights. Then article 13, under which the Supreme Court is taking actions on the legislative actions against the legislative actions under the judicial review. Then article 12, which deals with the state, what composes state and what are the bodies which can be legislated as a state. For example, the PSUs or the any government organizations, even the local self governments, or even any governments. These are the four articles which are dealt in this. Then the argument and the arguments made here are, when he go to the Supreme Court under article 32, which is the under the writ petition, where you know that the writ petition is for 5 kinds of clarities, that is the habeas corpus, then mandamus, then certiorari, then prohibition and quo warranto. So under the writ petition, he claimed for Romesh Thapar go to Supreme Court that his fundamental right was curtailed. So the Supreme Court, on the argument here from the state of Madras, which says, under the maintenance of public order act, under this act, for the security or maintaining the public order, we are banning this organization or this press, this journal. So these are the reasonable restrictions which are mentioned in article 19 clause 2. These are the reasonable restrictions. That's what the state of Madras claimed, but the Supreme Court went on saying that though the security or public order is mentioned here, but the security is not directly threatened by the freedom of press, and it also says that, and it also widened the scope of article 19 clause 1, that the right of freedom of speech and expression also includes the right to freedom of press. So it upheld the fundamental right of Romesh Thapar by adjourning this case. And also the second matter which the Supreme Court said is that instead of the state of Madras claimed that instead of going to the High Court concerned, that is the Madras High Court, Romesh Thappar directly went to the Supreme Court. It expands the jurisdiction. It hurts the jurisdiction of the particular High Court. So on this question also Supreme Court held that under Article 32, the aggrieved person whosoever can directly comes to the Supreme Court under the original jurisdiction where the state cannot claim any exclusion on this. He can also go to High Court under Article 26 or go to Supreme Court under Article 32, can directly enforceable. And the other one, some other widened scope of Article 19 clause 1 A is it includes right to freedom of press, right to information act, RTI, then the right to reply, then right to remain silence, then right to know the antecedents of candidates in election. It's an important fundamental right the Supreme Court has widened, so that it has also mentioned in the right Representations of People Act 1951, so that people can know the antecedents of the criminal antecedents or any other background of the candidate whomsoever they are voting in the election. Then it also includes the right to fly national flag. Every citizen has the right to fly the national flag under the freedom of speech, and it's a form of expressing their values. So it's basically like the fundamental rights and the scope has been expanded against the state's arbitrary decisions under some other reasons. Though it can be used in this actions, and note on the articles that Article 19 1A 32 226 recall these articles, then 13 for judicial review, then Article 12 what are the organizations or the bodies which constitute under the word state, judicial review, High Court for writ petition, then Article 32 for Supreme Court, 19 court law, freedom of speech and expression. That's it for the video. Let's see in the next important judgment. Thank you.